Hi, I'm going to try to run through the end of the first 209 lines. Just the very end of it, though, when he does the hunt and talks to his troops. And I'm not going to do too much analysis since we did some of it in class, but I do want to just make sure I get the translation out there for you. So follow along, rewind if you need to. I'll try to draw arrows and things, but I won't do it the entire time. And I'm hoping that we can go quickly because I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. It's a longer passage, so let's get going. Alright, so we start off right here with Navem inconspectu nolam, trisli torre cervos prospiciterantes, and we can stop there. We see nolam agrees with navem there. We see our preposition here. Tris goes with cervos. Litere we see as ablative. If it means shore, that means it's probably an ablative of place, but maybe separation. But it's going to be place here. Erantis is actually a participle going with cervos because this I is long right here, and we talked about the third declension, how that long is can actually be accusative plural. So we start off, he sees no ship in sight. He sees 3 wandering deer on the shore. And they're wandering deer because this is actually kind of a reference to the leaders of the ships that have been lost, the ones he doesn't know where they are. So they're errantes, they're wandering. All right. Hos tota armenta sequuntur a tergo et longum pervalis pascitur agmen. Now we see tota going with armenta here. We see our verb, but then we see a preposition. Et longum agrees with agmen right there. Pervalis is a preposition, and we can translate. The whole herds followed them from behind, and the long line feeds through the valleys. It's probably just one valley, but we have here a plural. Anyway, okay. Considet hic arcumque manu celerisque sagittas corripuit, fidus quae tela gerebat acates. Okay, and here we can just kind of translate through. He, referring to Aeneas, stopped here, so he means here in this place, and snatched up. That's with corripuit here. We see our accusers in the line before. He snatched up a bow with his hand. Here's our ablative of means. And swift arrows. Quae tela. Now, quae is referring actually to tela, and tela is referring to both the arcum and the sagittas. So it's which weapons faithful Achates was carrying. And quae. The leaders. Now, the leaders can be nominative or accusative, but ipsos, I think, is probably going with it. Primum capita alta ferentis conibus abores sternit. Tum vogus et omnem miscit agens telis nemora inter frondea turbem. All right, so here we have... he strews the leaders themselves first, carrying high heads with tree-like horns. Now, I'm tempted to say of tree-like horns here, because this is an ablative description referring to the heads. It just doesn't really make sense with of here, so I like to say with. I'd be interested to know how you translated that. But again, we have this is going back here to ipsos, and here's our verb sternit down here. And then he strews the herd, the vogus, and confuses, that's with miscit, confuses the entire crowd. It's omnem turbem right there. That's the direct object of miscit. He strews the herd, he confuses the entire crowd, driving them with spears. For participial clause here, driving them with spears. Oh, I think it keeps going. Among the leafy groves. And there's your bracketing. All right, let's go to the next slide. Nec prius absistit, quam septem ingentia victor corpora fundat, humi et numerum cum navibus alquet. So we start here, we see nec prius absistit. Now, when you see quam here, you have to think prius quam right there. Okay, so that's actually a subordinating conjunction. All right. So he did not stop before he, as a conqueror, and here we have victor. Victor is a cool word because it gives you a military sense, and it kind of shows Aeneas as a military leader a little bit by saying victor. A conqueror slays, fundat, literally to pour out on the earth. Slays 7 huge bodies on the ground. That's humi. And you see ingentia septem, both going with corpora. Okay. And he divides equally the number with his ships. Here we have a preposition with the ships. All right. Here we have hinc portum petit et socios partitur in omnes. We have a little sentence here, so we can just do that one. He seeks the port from here and distributes them to all his comrades. Now, socios and omnes are the same thing, and if we have to bracket the preposition, that would be it. Socios is technically a part of that too. But, other than that, it's a pretty straightforward sentence. The wine, vina. Now, I'm going to label this here. This is, we don't know this yet, but it's going to be in the direct object. And then we have a rather large relative clause. Bonus quae deende cadis onerarat, aecestes litore trinacario dederatque abeundibus heros. That's actually where our quae clause ends. Divit, and there's our verb. All right, and subject. We still have Aeneas as the subject. So he divides the wine which good Acestes had loaded then in jars, Cadiz, place where? On the shore of Sicily, and he had given, and the hero, he the hero, Acestes, had given to them departing. And here we have abeantibus, referring to the Trojans as a substantive participle. And heros is the subject, but it's also the same thing as Acestes, who is also a subject. So he divided the wine. And he softens their grieving hearts with words. Here we have another participle, a PAP, just like this one. And it's the direct object here. Okay. And then here we have an ablative of means. Okay, cool. And here we're going to get a speech, so keep going to the next slide. O soci, neque enim ignare sumus ante malorum. O passi gladiora, dabit Deus his quoque finem. Here we have, O comrades, for we are not inexperienced in past evil. Now, to not know is one of the only things in Latin that actually takes a genitive. It's almost like a genitive object. But this is actually an adjective. We are unknowing of evils, ante, in the past. Okay. We are not unknowing. This is Lidices right here. We have a double negative. We are not unknowing or inexperienced in evils in the past. Oh, and I think we're gapping in the Soki. Having endured very grave things, the God will give an end also to these things. He's saying things are going to get better. I mean, everything has an end, both the good and the bad. So the bad's going to come to an end. So here we have a dative indirect object. Okay. Vos et sciliam rabiam penitusque sonantis acestis scopulos vos et cyclopia saxa experti. Revocate animos maestrumque temorem mittite forsans et haec olim meminisse juvabit. Okay, so you all approached, as we have Acestus here, you all approached the rage of Scylla and the cliffs roaring within. Penetrus goes with sonatus, roaring within. And you all, having experienced the Cyclopean rocks, restore your spirits and send away gloomy fear. Maestum timorem. Gloomy fear. Send it away. Perhaps at some time, Olim, at some time, it will please us, Juvabit, it will be pleasing, to remember these things. We here have a do then, of Meminisse. Alright, let's keep going. This is too good to stop. Per varios casus, per tot discriminarerum, tendimus in Latium, sedes ubi quietas, ostendunt illic fas regna resurgere Troiae, durate et vos met rebus servate secundis. Alright, we see here a preposition right away. Through various dangers, catastrophes, through so many crises of things, we strive to Latium, into Latium if you prefer. Where, ubi, fate shows quiet homes. Sedes are like seats, homes. Illic, there. Hang on, there we go. There. Illic. It is fated. Fas. It can mean a lot of things. It means like it is divinely sanctioned. It is fated. All right. That the kingdoms of Troy rise again. Resurgere. Rise again. You know, we have an imperative here. Durate. Endure. And you yourselves. We have another imperative. Persevere with favorable things. All right, so we have good tidings for the future here. All right, let's move to the next slide here. Talia voce refert, curisque ingentibus ager, spem vultu simulat, premit altum corde dolorem. We have, it's almost like he said these things, such things, with a voice. And he weary because of huge cares, feigns hope, like pretends to hope, and represses a high sadness, is like a great sadness in his heart. And that's where the AP curriculum ends for that section. So, hope you got that. And I will, again, we'll talk about what this all means in class, but I just wanted you to get a translation here. Okay? So, enjoy, and I will see you next time.